Hello everyone, welcome to my Humanities project called Recipe Book. A little bit about me is that my name's Marella, I'm a freshman, this is my first year at Humanities, and I'm Italian. So my project is making a recipe book filled with all my family's past and current recipes, along with learning how to cook those recipes. So food and cooking has been really important to me ever since I was a kid, and it's really important in my culture and my family. On the right, you can see my dad. He's a really good cook and he helped inspire this project. At family gatherings, my cousins and my family and my aunts and uncles would tell me that the little cousins and the younger generation, that they hope that we will continue cooking and gathering like this and learning all these recipes that have so much stories and meaning behind them. So when Mr. Daly first said that this project could be anything you wanted to do, that you didn't have time to do, I decided that I should make this recipe book so I can have it for me and for the younger generation of my family, and just so that I can learn how to cook, spend time with my family, and use it for my future. So here are a few pictures of the food that I learned how to cook with my cousin Amanda. She taught me how to make pepperoni rolls one time that we met and gathered to make these, along with pizza that my dad taught me to make too. Here are some more of images of things that I've cooked with my mom, my dad, and other people in my family. Those breads at the top right are my dad's sourdough breads that he is a professional at, and I have his recipe in my book, and they're amazing, and he taught me how to make those too. So I'm going to show you a snippet of a compilation that I made for Humanities Night of me cooking and also just the meals that I made and my family. So you can see how my family would gather together and make a bunch of food. This is my dad teaching me how to make sourdough bread. This is my cousin Amanda teaching me how to make pepperoni rolls and bacon bread. Let me skip a little bit. This is her teaching me how to make the first round, and I made the second round by myself. This is a bacon shot. This was me helping her. And then I have a little compilation of things that I made. These are some images of meals that I made with my family, so you can sit and watch that. This is also a thing called Cookie Sunday, where all my family get together and we all make cookie like dough and batter, and then we all make a bunch of cookies together. It's a really amazing tradition that I've been doing since I was born, and it's so fun and it's amazing to get in the Christmas spirit. And there's a bit more after this, but I'll just skip around. Let's see. Yeah, that's basically it. Here's also a quick sneak peek into the recipe book. There's some handwritten recipes, and then there's some printed out ones with pictures. That's my dad's sourdough bread. And then a lot of these images are pictures of my ancestors and great grandmas and things like that, and their recipes that I kind of collected, and that's actually their handwriting, so it's really meaningful. And then the rest is kind of just other printed stuff. Those were like main dishes, and then there's desserts. But obviously, this is an ongoing project that's gonna be going on for my whole life, so it will be filled way more in the next few years. Here's some more close-up images of them. This is my grandma, and these are some of her recipes. This is a picture of my mom and all of her sisters. This is I think that's my grandma, and then her grandmother and her mother, I think. And these are some of their recipes too. And this was one of her recipes. These are some of handwritten recipes that my family wrote, and this is a little picture of my dad's sourdough bread recipe. So, onto my habits of mind, I learned resourcefulness, persistence, gratitude, and intrinsic motivation through this project. I learned resourcefulness because I would not have been able to do my project without my family. They helped me so much, and they were such a big resource from learning all of my past and current recipes, as well as them teaching me how to actually cook those recipes. They were such a big resource to me and such a big help, and I learned so much about asking for others' help during this project. How I learned resourcefulness outside of this project was actually in math class. I used to kind of just sit in the back, and when I had questions or I needed help, I kind of wouldn't speak up. But then I realized that my teacher was a resource there to help me, and I kind of spoke up more. It also was confidence, and I just used people as resources to help me, and then my grades in math started going up. So the next habit of mine is persistence, because I had to learn to be persistent even when I felt unmotivated, and even when I got a bit lazy, and even when my family couldn't come over, because there were struggles with that because most of my family live in New York. Um, and I had to work hard on my project even though there was difficulty, and I found myself being persistent outside of my project, because usually if I don't want to do homework, I will just go to sleep and not think about it. But after my project, I realized that I should set reminders. So I was setting timers, and I was making sure I don't hang out with friends, and I actually go home and be persistent so I actually can get my work done. The next habit of mine is gratitude, because I realized how amazing and helpful my family was during my whole project, and I just felt really grateful for them the whole time. I would not have had anywhere near a successful project without the excessive help from my family. They taught me how to cook all the recipes and gave me all the information and stories from all of the recipes that I didn't know about. So I find myself being really grateful outside of my project when I realize the little things that people will do, not just for me or my family or my friends. I remember coming home and my mom showed me what she got from the grocery store, and it was a bunch of small things that I barely even remember mentioning to her that I wanted, but she remembered them and she bought them, and I feel very grateful that my mom's so thoughtful and everything that she does. So my last habit of mine is intrinsic motivation, and I had the motivation to do this project without anyone forcing me to. I genuinely wanted to create this recipe book and learn these recipes and learn how to cook for my future and for the future traditions and recipes that me and my family are going to make. So I find myself using intrinsic motivation outside of my project by working on things that I don't get a reward for, but I still want to do it for myself. Small things like meditating and doing art. No one's forcing me to do it, and I'm working really hard on it for no reward. It's just for myself and my enjoyment. Thank you so much for coming and watching my Humanities project. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.